So we do a meditation, and we start with how one starts to meditate. You just sit down and watch your breath. And again, just trying to be at ease with all the things that are going on. As we said, knowing that everything is impermanent. Everything changes all the time. It can be such a relief just to know that. Also appreciating all the other people that are here. Because, we alone at home, maybe we would not sit and meditate right now. And it's sitting like this and watching your breathing is really training in awareness. And as we said about self-compassion, if you want to develop self-compassion, you need to have mindfulness, you need to have awareness, to be able to make the step out of the emotion. Otherwise it goes into self-pity, and that's not what we want. We're just watching the breath. Maybe not the first time. It takes time and practice. The mind starts to calm down, become more wider, more spacious. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. It's not a gradual progress that it goes from, better to better to better. Sometimes we try too hard, and the next time it doesn't work at all. The mind is very distracted. Sometimes it flows almost by itself, and then we think, wow, now I can really meditate. The moment you think that, you're not meditating. Because meditation is not about feeling good. For that you can smoke drugs or take CBD, that is legal, or whatever. Tranquilizers. Meditation is to make the mind aware, to see things as they are, to know correctly, directly, to make the mind familiar with something. And not even to give you answers, but for you to raise the right questions. Okay, so as people are arriving, I let you just sit. Don't worry about those people who have never kind of so-called meditated. Don't worry that, I don't know what to do. It's okay, just be. We all breathe in, we all breathe out. As much as possible, follow it. Knowing, that's the only thing you need to know now. And when you breathe in, you breathe out. When you breathe in, you breathe in. And when you breathe out, you breathe out. Whenever your mind gets distracted, without scolding yourself, without getting frustrated, just bring it back. It's very simple. Difficult. Don't underestimate the difficulty. So I leave you for 5 minutes to do that. Okay. Then think I am meditating. You can think it in Hebrew, in French, in German, whatever. And try to compare the state of mind from before, when you were just watching your breath, and now I am meditating. And try to see that something jumps in that wasn't there before, that before we didn't need it to meditate. And all of a sudden it's there, taking up some space. Try to locate it. And try to hold the feeling or the experience of like really feeling it, experiencing it, without thinking I'm meditating. Try not to go into other thoughts. Really be with the state of your mind, like the observer. Not interfering so much, just looking. Okay, so then when we look at this eye and the way it appears like a third entity, something separate from the body and mind. Something independent from the body and mind. Permanent. Because the feeling of I is the same as when you came into this room. We know that we change. But this I, that only comes up when we think of it, or when there's strong emotions. Seems to be one, always the same, and separate, not dependent on body and mind. Okay, now we challenge that feeling of one, almost always the same. Think of a situation, you came with your car, or if you didn't come with your car, it doesn't matter. Something that belongs to you. I'm pretty sure almost everybody has a car, a bicycle or something. You put it somewhere, you park it, you come back, car, bicycle, whatever, it's gone. Try to make it real, because it happens, especially with bicycles. I lost my bike, or somebody stole mine, I was the mine, my bike. Did you feel the I, the mine? Does it feel the same as the one who is meditating, or is it different? You can take any situation where something that you're attached to, you not just lost it. Even with losing, we kind of feel this, but somebody took it. Okay, different situation. Somebody hurts your feelings, somebody is angry at you. I'm sure you can remember a situation. Somebody hurt me. How does that I feel? Same as the one who has lost the car, the bicycle? Or different? Don't give any answers, just observe. You have to be really fine-tuning this whole thing. Different situation. I hurt somebody else's feeling. We do, don't we? So even maybe we don't want to, but then somebody says, oh, you hurt me so much. How does that feel? How does the I feel? Where is the pain? Where is the sensation from these few words? So again, you need to imagine something that has happened or that could happen. And just label it, just observe it. You can put labels like big, small, heavy, painful, pleasant, spacious, narrow, tense, whatever. But be precise. And also try to see the difference that now you're observing this, you're doing this very consciously, as we said, that this kind of step 4, where we separate from the whole thing and become the observer. If, when it occurred and somebody said, oh, you hurt my feelings, is it the same reaction as now when you are almost outside and watching it? Or having lost something, or getting angry. Other situation, there's somebody that you like, you love, not so attached to them. Whether they're happy, you're very happy. When they're not happy, you try to do something, but you're not depending specifically on them or they on you. And you look at that person and you say, oh, I love you so much. How does that I feel? Same or different? Really enjoy that feeling. Stay with it. Experience it. I love you so much. Without needing the other person. And again, if we don't feed the feeling, it just fades away. It dissolves into from where it came from, luminous space. It arose because we had a thought. That person is not even here. Then the last situation, imagine the person kind of needs some help, something that you can give without going out of your way. You don't have to give her $3,000 or something. But they need help, maybe with moving house or something, and you help. They needed help, you were able to give it, no big deal, but you think, oh, I was able to help her or him. How does that I feel? Again, we go not so much to the feeling, but to the feeling. You have to go deeper, to the feeling of me, I'm the one who helped. Don't judge, even if it comes up with, wow, I'm so fantastic, it's fine. How does that one feel? Or maybe just, yeah, I helped. So we decided at the beginning of this meditation, well, I decided, that whenever we feel the I and we don't examine it, there's a feeling of it's singular, only one, and permanent, it doesn't change. Independent means we could feel it even without these events happening. So you probably observed that when we experience the sensation of this I, when we feel it, it changes, it's not the same. So then it's for you to decide which one of them is this real, singular, not changing, and independent I. Which one? The helping one, the loving one, the guilty one, the angry one, or the attached one? And just look at your spontaneous kind of result or consequence of that thought. And think that whatever you come up with, is that logic? Is that possible? What we just did, by the way, if you think that Mahamudra is very high and very complicated and very difficult, that's what we did, in a short way. So for Mahamudra, you need to kind of mind that is stable, like shamatha, to really practice it. But the technique is this. You make the mind really calm, and then instead of just staying in that calmness and enjoying it, you bring up the I. And then you start to examine it, whether it exists the way that it manifests or not. It's not, Mahamudra is not just go into luminous, it's not just to go into luminous space and stay there. It's to, whatever then appears, you have to, with this very still mind, to examine it. So what do you think? With this singular, permanent, not changing I, is that true? No. Is it? I mean, it's not the same feeling. If something is not the same feeling and experience, it can't be the same. It's either the same or different. So which one is the real one that we're so convinced and we're so kind of fighting for and defending and nourishing and pampering? And which one is the real one? I get really tired. Are you, or did it just wear you out? It wore you out to kind of find it everywhere. When I did one of these meditations...
It starts running around.
Yeah. When I did one of these meditations at one point, I felt like a pinpoint machine, It's like, it kind of lit up everywhere. Here am I, here, this, everywhere. So which one is it?
No one.
Yeah, none of them. Any other opinion?
All of them.
All of them, that is that's the conclusion we come to. But it's not logic. It's not logic because they're all different. How, when you put different things together, can it become one? It's impossible. Logically, it's impossible. It's like many people don't understand this example. For me, it clicked immediately. They say you have 10 apples, which are not orange, but you put them together, it becomes an orange. It's not possible. Yeah, right.
The identification gives it a feeling of there is a sameness.
Yeah.
I think, for me at least, the only place where that sameness kind of dissolves is in the giving example. When you really help somebody, then there is kind of a feeling of togetherness which kind
Yeah.
of breaks the separation.
Yeah.
But all the others, it's like, it's me. I identified with each one of them. I identified with each one of them. And so it kind of, it's that apple.
Yeah, right.
But
Yeah, so that's how we feel. So we have to challenge these views, this very, that it's all of them. We have to challenge that. Is that possible? And then, we think, okay, we have a body and we have a mind. So we need at least two eyes, one for the mind and one for the body. Because if it's the mind, you can't say, I'm hungry or I'm thirsty. If it's the body, you can't say, I'm sad or I'm happy or whatever. So you will not come up with an answer right away. Yeah, like what you said, yes, you will come up with the answers, none of them really, right? But the eye is all connected to this, but it changes. It's not permanent, and it's not independent, because you might have felt you need these thoughts for the eye to arise. When you just sit and meditate, you're quite okay. Also because I was distracted, so then we sort of okay anyway. But the moment you think I am meditating, what's happening? Something jumps in that wasn't there before. Where was it? Did I need it before? No. Also, there's quite a good book that explains that. Although for psychoanalysts, it's terrible because he's Freudian. I think he is, what's his name? Gosh, he is, I'm putting out these things I haven't said for years. It's called Thoughts Without a Thinker, and his name is what? Hirschberg, something like that. Epstein. Mark Epstein, maybe. Yeah, thank you. So it's not as Jewish as I thought. Anyway, and it kind of explains that a little bit. That we don't need a hearer in order to hear. We need an ear, a sound, and a consciousness that picks up the sound. If any of this is missing, then this is why also when they talk about emptiness, things are empty of inherent independent existence. In order to hear, I need these three things: an organ that works, a sound, and a consciousness a mind who recognizes it as sound. If not, I don't hear. To sing, you need a singer and the song and the action of singing. Otherwise, there's no singing. If you look at notes on a piece of paper, that's not a song, but we say this is a song. Yeah. So it just shows us how instinctively we kind of think we have wrong views. And we cling to these wrong views. And the more you haven't heard about them, the more you cling to it. And you go, hey, as you say, I feel this eye. What are you saying? I'm not here. Remember, after one meditation at Tushita, I never forget that woman. I think she was Dutch. She refused to get, I'm not saying you're like this, okay? But she refused to go out of the Gompa. And she was so angry after this kind of looking for the eye. We were looking the mind and the body, this, that. She said, I didn't find it, but I know it exists. See, this is how unlogical we are. We're afraid of letting go of that view because we think we become non-existent or we become a nobody. But as you say, the eye that feels connected, is much stronger, although it's very small. But it has space, it's confident, it is calm. So this is for, maybe not lasting happiness, but temporary happiness, to feed the mind or our heart with these kind of thoughts. If we cannot help physically, at least may you be happy, may you be free from suffering. These kind of things, it really nourishes us. But now we need to nourish the body, so we go and have lunch. But before we eat, again, maybe bring it to the discussion group, yeah? Because again, it's a very good idea, so before we eat, again, let's become aware how much there is in what we are going to eat, even if it's just a piece of bread. The whole universe is in there, and to eat it with gratitude, and to eat it, wow. And not, oh, I'm such a bad person, I don't deserve it. No, again, it's going into the guilt trip, and then you don't have to do anything because, look, I feel guilty. So no, gratitude, and may I be able to live my life so that I can also benefit others. Just that. Yeah, not change the whole world. We cannot, not even the Buddha can. But so that whoever hears me, sees me, talks to me, talks about me, I be a benefit to them in whatever way, you know. Even when I'm sick, you know, we always want to be the helper, the active one.